Thoughts are things. Preexisting in the ether. The most loving thought and the most heinous thought and everything in between exists right now, in the ether. To simplify, you can regard ether as the substance out of which everything manifests. The God substance. By the very definition of God being infinite, all that you can imagine already exists in the mind of God. So, thoughts are things, pre-existing. You do not originate them, nor do you conceive them. You receive them. If you are not convinced, try to predict what your next thought is going to be. Be still for a while and try to predict it. You can't, can you? You receive them. When you are anxious, you receive thoughts of fear and unsafety. When you are in love, you receive thoughts of romance and intimacy. When you are annoyed, you receive the thoughts of rage and anarchy. Therefore, thinking and especially overthinking is mostly useless. You see, the more you think and entertain garbage, the more garbage thoughts you receive. You would think that you are resolving something, but you are not. This is why overthinkers get nowhere. But by logic or reasoning, they should come up with some sort of a solution after a certain amount of time spent thinking, right? But it is quite the opposite, they come up with more problems. So, what am I getting at? You cannot control your next thought, but you can control your state of being. You see, your vibration or state of being determines what kind of thought you will receive. If a person is identified with gothic and melancholic thinking, bright thought will not be received by them. Because they are out of tune with that reality. God has it all in universal mind, ready to be received. But due to the linear nature of this experience, you do not receive all of it. This human mind doesn't have the bandwidth to perceive even a fraction of the electromagnetic spectrum. All we can perceive is a minuscule part of all that exists, we call the visible spectrum. But the point is, you can choose. You can choose from the infinity of thought in the field what you will receive. Here is an easy experiment. Write down a life goal that you would like to achieve. Now assume for a second it is possible for you to have it. Now allow the reception of action plan of how it can be achieved. Within a few moments, you will begin to receive a whole slew of actions and plans you could follow to realize your goal. So long as you keep an open mind and do not succumb to fear. You see how it works. You set your vibration to be receptive. You open the door out of the infinity of thought field to receive the plans for your goal. And it comes. Now, due to our ego dominance, we immediately go back into the shell of negativity via overthinking. The key point is an open mind and an assumption. What if it is possible for me? How would I go about achieving it? With this assumption you have tuned your state of being to receive exactly that. Now observe your inner conversation all day. If you complain a lot, don't you find more thought in tune with that? A complainer won't even be able to appreciate something as simple as a cute puppy when they are right in the middle of their victim mentality outburst. You see, a go-getter sees more and more things to get, while an overthinker sees nothing but problems. A rainy day is a blessing for one who is feeling romantic or poetic, while a curse for another who feels caged in prison of his own mind. So, what you are tuned to, you receive in the form of thought. You have total control over your awareness of being or your state of being. You have no control over what thought you will receive next. But when you open yourself up to receive lovely things, lovely thoughts show up. And when you vibe with lovely thoughts enough, life begins to become lovely. It has a certain momentum to it. This is why it is nearly impossible to force yourself to feel good when you feel horrible. The momentum you have built up cannot be broken immediately. But let me reveal to you how to destroy overthinking and break that built-up momentum. Be still. Practice stillness. The age-old mystical practice that can take you to place mortals know not of. Stillness is the gateway to all magic and even God. But that is not the scope of this video. In this video, stillness can help you break the momentum of who you are being. If you feel hurt, be still with it. If you are frustrated, be still. If you are angry, observe your thoughts. Like cars moving on a highway and you are watching them. Stillness is the gateway to infinite potential. That is, it brings you to 0 point. Your awareness of being is who you really are. You exist beyond thought and mind. So, when you are still, you detach yourself from these thoughts like cars on a highway. Coming and going. As you just observe. In that moment, you have broken the momentum. Now, from there you can deliberately tune yourself via an assumption. That is, what if what I want is possible? What if I am greater than this body and mind? What if the universe is looking out for me? You see how these assumptions begin to help you receive thoughts that are uplifting and empowering. All of a sudden you feel good. And your vibration in real time changes. If a scientist would scan your brain in real time while you do this exercise, your vibration would be measurable and very different before and after. Your mind is like a radio receiver. But you are the tuner, your real self, that is. The stillness behind the madness of your mind. This is why practicing stillness is beyond just helpful, it is transformative. So, sit still every day for at least 10 minutes and just observe. At the end of your 10-minute stillness, you would have likely reached 0 point. From there, you can deliberately tune yourself to the thought stream you would like to receive. And for the rest of the day, all you need to do is encourage that state of being. And you will become an unstoppable force in your life. Overthinking is destroyed in stillness. Ego dissolves and clarity arrives.